I want to talk a little bit about the leader's soul. I was having a discussion with someone recently about a healthy church and a growing church, and I made the statement that unless the leader is healthy, and really the leadership, but especially the senior leader, the church can really never be healthy. It's never going to grow beyond the health of the leader. You say, well, what is a healthy soul? A healthy soul doesn't mean life is perfect. It just means that person is able to process the life that they're living and not be insecure and not be jealous and be comfortable in their own skin, if you want to put it that way. God called us according to who we were. In other words, He made you who you are on purpose. He gave you your personality. He put relationships in your life. And so many things God did in your life, He did on purpose. And you got to get to the place where you're comfortable with that and you're able to function out of that instead of forever wishing you were someone else. Paul talks about not comparing yourself to others. And one of the most difficult things, I think, for a leader's soul is to be okay with who you are and to not feel like you've got to duplicate someone else or be insecure because someone else is so much more gifted than you. I remember sitting in a meeting one time, and a famous minister was sitting next to another famous minister on stage. And he said, this person has been given 10 talents. And if I told you who it was, you would probably agree with me. He was a national leader. The church was exploding. All these incredible things were happening. He was so gifted. It was amazing. And then he said, and some of you guys out there, you've been given one talent. He's got 10 talents, but you've got one talent. And you go to this place and raise up a church of X amount of people in a small town, and that's great. And I was sitting there just thinking, that's really okay. My purpose in life is not to try to get more talents because, John the Baptist said, a man can only receive what is given to him from heaven. But my purpose in life is to take whatever God has given me and squeeze it like a wash rag and get every drop of water out of that, because I'm going to be rewarded according to whether or not I use my talents, not according to how many I have. Think of Matthew 25 and the parable there, where one person is given 10, another is given 5, and another, I think, is given 1 or 2, I forget. And so the one that hid his talent and was afraid, he was the one that was called wicked and lazy. And the person that used his talent and multiplied it, he was the one that Jesus said, or the Master said, well done, good and faithful servant. So I just say, spend some time with the Lord, because you're going to need the Lord to tell you the truth about you. Spend some time with the Lord and just say, God, who am I? What's my purpose? What's my calling? Help me to make my calling and election sure, and help me to be secure in who I am and not wish that I was someone else. Because when you get healthy, the natural outflow of that is whatever you're leading is going to be healthy, because you're not going to be striving falsely to gain things or attain things that are outside of your reach. Have the wisdom to know what is your calling and not chase someone else's calling. Somebody said it this way: when you're running a race, stay in your own lane. And I would add, have a healthy soul.